All Sports Media presents Wednesday Sports Talk, hosted by Edward Hall and, of course, Ryan. Edward's not here. But I can't bash on Edward too much, Ryan. You missed a few days yourself. You played a little hooky, but you're back now. You're back all in it. No, we know you haven't played hooky. We know that there's a thing called a job and work and stuff like that that's been interfering you. But anybody that knows Ryan knows that Ryan's been doing a lot of work. Can I use that term behind the scenes? He actually had to take care of some issues there today that was lingering that I called him on. But Ryan's always Johnny on the spot. But before we go any further, how you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of happy to try to be back on the show and not in the middle of work right now.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. I think you're doing a thing called a big vacation right now. I think you're like traveling cross country, clean across the world. I saw you eat dinners in Gatlinburg and eat dinner somewhere else. I believe I saw you at the Olive Garden once, and I'm telling you, Rod's got that kind of money. Let's go to Olive Garden tonight.
I took my wife to our anniversary was yesterday, so I took her to Olive Gardens for our anniversary.
Well, not the only thing I can do at Olive Garden. I can like pass by it and like smell the good food. If I walk in there, I'm like, how much for a glass of water? Yeah. I like Olive Garden. I like Fazoli's too. Now you got me wanting Fazoli's.
Yeah, that sounds good too.
Yeah, I like them. I like them little breadsticks and stuff. But while we're waiting for Edward to get everything shared and all the good stuff, let's go ahead and take a minute to thank our sponsors. And of course, if it wasn't for these fine individuals, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. Big shout out to Bryant Family Medicine, and it's that time of year, Ryan. A lot of running noses, and it's been as cold as it can be, and I was standing out in the rain for the bigger portion of the night last night. Yeah. So hopefully, I do. I would run to Bryant's Family Medicine, but hopefully I don't have to run. Let me rephrase that. But now we got Edward back, and it's his show. We'll let him talk a little bit about these sponsors.
Well, I mean, you was doing a good job, Mark. It's what we pay you for.
Well, okay. Well, then I have to definitely speak about uh, Heather Martinez here, and of course, what she's did, and if you're in we've already asked you. I bet you Ryan, going to Olive Garden, he's definitely in the market buying and selling a home. Ryan, if you want to buy a home, she's the hookup. Go over there and give her a shout. And she'd be totally honest with you. She wouldn't try to sell you a house with bad pipes or anything like that. She would actually be straightforward to you. A wonderful person. And again, she approached us and she wanted to be behind the scenes. She just wanted to do her part about helping us promote. And we begged her, and we at least she allowed us make a little graphic or something for her. But she didn't want to be in the front scene. She's like a Dave. They just want to help. That's all they want to do.
All right. Are you ready for our first guest?
We are ready.
Ready?
All right. Well, first off, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to Mark ramble right here in a few minutes, probably about Taco Bell.
Thank you for inviting me on.
Well, I appreciate you accepting the invite, but Mark, Ryan, I'll let one of you all start out there.
Well, Ryan, since it's been a while, I'll let you take the floor.
Jalen, this kind of just talk about your season. I know you're 5-1. Only loss is to Rockcastle. Just kind of just tell us about your season so far.
Well, I think we've had a really good season this year. Our linemen, they've done a real good job run blocking and pass blocking. Receivers and quarterbacks, they've got the connection. Good coaching, just an all around good season to me.
Yeah, I know you got 2 big district games coming up in North Central on Friday, and then Bell County following. What do y'all have to do in them games to pull out the victory?
Well, I think we got to come together as a team and just get our team chemistry up, and I think we've got it.
Mark?
Um, Tell us a little bit about Coach Sizemore and what he's meant to you, not only as a student athlete, but as just made you into the person you are today.
Well, I've had him as a teacher, and then I knew him a little bit before he was my football coach, and he was always good to me, and he took me in the family as a freshman, and he was a good teacher. Um, he made you feel as comfortable as he could.
Um, it's hard not to look at these stats from the McQuarrie Central game, and one thing I've been preaching about McQuarrie Central, and it's not the McQuarrie Central vote. This is a really good McQuarrie Central team because I've covered them on several occasions this year, not counting last year. That's a program on the rise for sure. Just like Young's also. So it's hard not to look at your stats for that game. I mean, did you just have of course we know there was an injury on your team, but uh, was that could that lead in some extra motivation because you just look like you just like give me the ball that game.
Well, me and Carr, we've been best buddies for life. Oh my gosh, we went way back since kindergarten, and with him being injured, it really kind of hurt us. But we wanted to come out and win for him and win for the seniors because it was senior night.
Mhm. Um,
Well,
and
Mark, I hate to interrupt you, but you was talking about stats, and I just have to throw them out there. He had 173 net rushing yards and 75 receiving yards, so he had almost a total of 250 by himself.
yeah, that's just a young man that says, "Give me the ball this game." Get him away, and I mean, is that sort of like the mentality you had this game? It's like, are there some games that you just feel like it's there, and then some games maybe, or is it just a mentality that on this game is like, hey, give me the ball.
Well, I come out every game and I want to be as productive as I can for the rest of
Yeah.
the team, and that's just that's really about it.
Well, you definitely showed it for sure. You've been showing it all year, and just been absolutely dominating. And it's hard not to look at just your steady improvement as the year goes, and whatever you're doing, keep on keeping on. And it's hard not to look at the film and say, "Uh oh, there's the next coming here." And whatever you're doing in the weight room or the practice, whatever it is, it's all coming together for you. So you keep on keeping on, Edward.
Well, I'm gonna have to ask you a little bit on the defensive side here because it looks like you've got a fumble recovery. You've got like
Mhm.
27 tackles also. And if I'm not mistaken, you've even got an interception. So you
Yes, sir.
don't just do it offensively, you're destroying it on the defensive side too. So, how hard is it to maintain both sides like that?
Well, when you get down to 3A, there's a lot of guys that have to play both ways, and I've been playing both ways all my life, and it's just you really got to sit down and work each position you play each week and get it down to perfection. But nobody's perfect, but you can sure try to get it as perfect as possible.
Well, that's a good answer.
Yes, that's good.
Hmm.
So I got to ask you, what do you do on the off season to get yourself prepared for the upcoming season?
Well, I try to stay in shape. I run track, weightlift a lot, and then I stay hydrated. I try to do as much cardio and get in the gym as much as possible. I try to eat right. Uh, that's really it.
So I heard you say you run track, and that is something new that we are trying to get a little bit involved in. So I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I did get a little bit educated there like Sunday. But so how does running track help you come football season?
Once football is over, it kind of goes into indoor season for track, and once indoor season comes, it's you run every day, and it helps build up for summer, like 7-on-7, and then the start of the season, it helps with cramping where you're not as dehydrated, and it just keeps you going all year instead of just sitting on the off season.
So I got is there like a pregame ritual you do? I mean, you like stop by Taco Bell and get you a couple burritos and a Baja Blast before the game, or
No, he said he actually eats right. Okay,
oh well, there
he
that was
probably
me. That's me.
he probably gets like carrot stick and celery or something like that.
Well, I try to pray every game and thank the Lord for the opportunity to play, and try to hype everybody up in the locker room, talk to them a little bit, try to get them ready, and try my best to get everybody pumped up.
So I do got to ask you, when you're in the middle of the game, are you a trash talker or do you let your game do the speaking? Because like if it's me and I tackle Mark, I stiff arm him, I run through him, I'm gonna come back to him, kick a little grass or turf on him, laugh at him, then I'm gonna walk away. But that's just the kind of guy I am.
Right. I try not. I try not to run my mouth because I know a lot of people look at it. But whenever it comes down to it and you have to do it, you gotta just talk sometimes.
So before I hand you back over to one of them, I gotta ask you, where's your favorite place to go eat at up there in Clay County?
Oh gosh. Well, I do like El Dorado's. That's our Mexican restaurant. I do like it. I try to get grilled chicken, and I really like Pizza Pro. That's my favorite.
Is
I was
Pizza
fixing to
Pros? Is that the one next to the like the softball field
Yeah,
before you get to it?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I like
That's
it.
I was fixing to say Pizza Pro. Now I like it.
I've never ate there.
Oh, it's
Oh, you
good.
don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing, Ryan.
It's good.
No kidding.
Next time I get to Manchester, I'll eat up there.
All right.
But Mark or Ryan, before I asked away,
Ryan.
Let's see. Y'all, you kind of get my question about the defensive side, so that's kind of all I had.
Of course, you play on both sides. Are there one that you prefer over the other?
I really like defense because I feel like you can get involved more when you're. I don't know. I just feel like you're involved more on defense, and I like to play it a whole lot more because I get to hit people, and it just I feel like you can get a whole lot more excited on defense than you are on offense.
I believe I'd like to play defense better too. Um, I know you're a junior, so you know you got. I believe you're a junior, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Got another year ahead of you, and I'm not. Um, is football going to be your thing next level? Because we know that you're a good enough athlete. Colleges are going to start approaching you, or I know you mentioned track, or would there be another? Would there be other options there? Would you go to college and play multiple sports?
Well, I I would prefer to play football, but if the time comes and it just steers the track, that's always an option. But I definitely want to go to the next level with something.
Like Edward said, we launched our new track stuff, and I would be lying to you if I act on like I knew a lot about it because I don't. What exactly do you do? I know you spoke about the indoor season starting. What exactly do you do on track?
Uh, my main events is a long jump and triple jump, but I tend to lean more to long jump. I do pretty good in it.
I, I've seen the triple jump and long jump, like Olympics and stuff like that. I can only imagine what it takes to be able to launch one of them. I mean, you would almost have to be perfect in your coordination to be able to nail that stuff. I mean, that would take a lot of practice. Am I close to that, or?
No, you definitely are. A lot of technique goes into it, especially with triple jump. Me personally, I think triple jump is one of the hardest things to do in sports.
Oh, well, I've seen. I guarantee that it would have to be. I would go over the. I mean, if you are, is it this qualification when you're doing a triple? If you go over one of them lines, is that a disqualification? Do they allow that, or if
So
you?
the boards are different. So there's in some places there's a 32-foot board, a 36-foot board, and some places a 40-foot board. And if you go over the board that you pick, then it would be a scratch. And you get 3 attempts per like per meet for that jump.
Well, we know when indoor season starts, and we need a guest. Jada, I'm gonna probably be calling you up again. Hey, come and help us out here. I know we should be talking football, but I know you know other sports just as well. Uh, I'll let Edward have you here in a minute. I've enjoyed this conversation, and uh, I ask everybody this. We know what Clay County's ultimate end goal is. You just want to have the hardware, the celebration. You've only lost one game this year, and to a really, really good Rockcastle County team, and Yins was right there with them. Rockcastle County, last time I checked, was 1 or 2 in the RPI. So in 3A, so Yins was right there with them. So what's it going to take to get that end goal for you?
Well, um, we just gotta get more team chemistry in, get better as a team and a whole, and start playing as a team, which we are. It's just there's always room for improvement.
Absolutely well said. And you can tell this young man, Edward. I know you see it, Ryan. You see it too. This guy wants it, and you can tell it. And that guy with that much drive, he's gonna be something special. But great interview, Edward. I'll let you do what you need to do.
So I do have a few more questions for you. So what would you consider like your favorite aspect of football?
Gosh, I would say probably tackling. I would say probably tackling.
So
Well, he's being nice about it. He says tackling. We would probably say we just like to blow somebody up, across the butt. But he's trying to take the nice route out. But yeah,
well, that's what I was getting ready to ask him. How many people have you seen like slide and try to go the opposite direction from you when you're coming in? Because I know if it was me, I'm already faking a cramp as it is. I'm already feeling my legs cramping up.
Gosh, you guys are hyping me up too much.
well, you're talking about you being hyped up. This is the first show that Rod said in about 2.5 years or something like that. People, what's up, Rod? And nothing about what's up, Edward, or what's up, Mark, or what's up, Jaden. And they're hollering at Ryan over here. We know who the rock star is over here. So I'm just saying it.
He stole the show from you.
Right, Rod does that. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, come basketball season, we got this hashtag. What is it about the smirk, Edward?
Hashtag stop the smirk.
I was hoping you not bring that up.
Yeah, this guy don't lose a game when it comes to picking them. And so, Jay, we're gonna need your help. You got to stop that. You got to put a stop to it.
All right, I'll try my.
So I do know Friday you do have a big time matchup against Knox Central, and I know y'all played them in the past, but have you had any chance to look at them this season?
Other than film, I haven't really looked into them, but I'm sure that we've been looking into them from the start of the season, just like everybody else we've played. But other than film, and I know that a couple of us went and watched them play Macquarie whenever they played them. That's about the only time we saw them. I've saw them.
And so, if I ain't mistaken, y'all have got 3 games remaining. You got Knox Central, Bell County, and Hazard. And I've been to a Clay County game at home, and to me, I thought the atmosphere was electrifying. Even though as cold as it was last season when I was up there, I mean it was pretty chilly. But let us in on the atmosphere playing as a player at Clay County.
Gosh, the atmosphere. I love it because, well, the pep section comes out on the field whenever we run out, and then we run through the banner. Then we have the tailgate alley over on the other side. I mean, I really haven't saw anybody do tailgating since I've been in high school. I really honestly think that we're one of the only ones around, if I'm not mistaken. And then the pep section, oh my gosh, they're amazing. And the fans, the fireworks, the light show, it's great. I love it.
Uh, Jay, if I can interrupt you, Edward, I've not been up there this football season yet. Hopefully, I get up there. Well, you call road games now, I believe. But how's the construction around campus doing? Because that's what I was talking about. Last year, like it seems like everything was being built new over there. It's just like it's a brand new campus over there. How's construction going?
I I think they finished the baseball and softball field over there. We we've got new concrete, new fences, a new ticket ticket booth, new concession. Then the school was worked on. We got a brand new gym. Uh, we got they redid the bathrooms over there too. It's just been great. Everything brand new and it's nice.
Yeah. Folks, I know Ryan has, Edward has, but folks, anybody viewing this tonight, if you've not been to Manchester, take a trip down to Manchester. Go look at that campus. Just exactly like Jay
Absolutely.
said. They got brand new everything down there. And I'm telling you, the days of transfers and all that stuff, if I'm a student athlete and I see all that, that's going to be very tempting not to want to play on them surfaces. Beautiful, beautiful. The field's beautiful, top notch. We already know about the Clay County fan support. You got the fan support. You got the facilities now. You got it all going on down there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and they just built a new. They just redid their tennis court still too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the tennis courts. Yeah, they redid it.
Yep.
So I do have one final question for you before I show you a couple things we did put together for you. And I think this is one of my favorite questions to ask. So before the season had started, was there a certain team that either you or your team had highlighted that you couldn't wait to play against the most?
Um, Leslie County's always a good rivalry between us. We've played here the past couple years, and then we played over there this year. But it's always been a good rivalry ever since, I think, the 80s, 70s, maybe even before that. But that's always a great game.
So we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that does come on our show, and Mark's already trying to bribe you on picking the second one, but but after the show, I will send them to you. They'll be yours, and we'll post them to all of our pages, and everything's shareable for whoever wants to share them. And I kind of do just want to get your thoughts on which one you like the most.
Yes, sir.
Well, if I can get it to stay up.
Oh, you had it up for mom,
Well,
there.
yeah, I double clicked it.
That's nice. That's real nice. Okay.
So out of the two, which one did you like the most?
You guys can't get mad at me.
Oh, we won't. We won't. I'm like 1 for 43 at this point in time. I had one. I think I had to give them a candy bar after a show or something. I had the little white candy bars, the caramel. Yeah, I had to give one of them away.
Well, I'm gonna have to go with one. I believe that's yours, Edwards, right?
Yep, that's mine.
Well,
So I'm 1 for 44 now. I just got to buy a box of them candy bars again. Jay, you know what I'm talking about? The little white candy bars, the world's finest chocolate.
no, yeah.
Which ones do you like the best of them? I know you said you eat healthy, and I'm talking candy bars to you. I shouldn't be doing that.
Well, I've tried one. I've only tried one, and I believe it was the peanut butter one, and it was pretty good. I don't really like chocolate a whole lot,
Yeah,
but I did try it, and it was all right.
yeah. But they used to be really, really thick, but now they're like thin. So I don't know what happened to them.
But Jaden, I do want to thank you for your time coming on and listening to us ramble on about chocolates. But I'm just messing with you. But I do appreciate you for taking your time to come on, and for everything I'm seeing from you and your team, y'all are absolutely killing it. Just keep doing what you're doing, and best of luck the remaining part of your season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mark, Ryan, y'all got anything before we?
Ryan,
Just say, best of luck
go
to
ahead,
you,
Ryan.
Okay. Best of luck to you and your team for the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Edward, you said it perfect. Keep the Clay County train rolling down there, and for the viewers, and we got good views tonight. And if you've not been down to Manchester, take a ride down there. Go eat at the Pizza Pro. Eat you some good pizza. Go over there to the high school, and then come back and tell me if that ain't one of the beautifulest campuses you've ever seen in your life. Just how they put all that together. There's a lot of money going into that school, and if I was a student athlete, I would be, But yeah, it's a beautiful place. Great fan support, the love of that school, the love of that town. It's a sports town, and it's not only basketball, folks. That football program's coming up. The baseball programs are coming up. We just had a guy to go to Louisville off and the softball pro. It's not only that. It just Clay County ain't a one hit wonder. They're all the sports are coming together down there. The facilities prove it. But congratulations, Jade, on what you did so far, and I can't wait to be able to see what your future holds. And just good luck with you and your team the rest of the year.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Edward, before we bring on the next guest, I got to post this right here. Right.
Ryan is the best basketball ref.
So I guess Ryan's one of them that just he ain't gonna get hollered at the basketball games. You'll blow the whistle and say, Ryan, do you ref basketball too, or
just middle school? I don't do the high school level.
Well, Ryan, I'm gonna skip over Mark, but are you ready for our next guest?
Oh, absolutely.
This one's a little bit closer to our home here. So, if I can get her on here. All right. First off, thank you for taking the time to come on.
Thanks for having me.
And before I start rambling on a little bit, I'm gonna give Mark and Ryan their chance to ramble on.
he barely seldom gives us their chance to ramble on, but thank you for letting us ramble on for a minute.
You're welcome.
First off, Keely, they do call Mark Mr. Ramble, so
Ryan, we'll let you go. You're the man of the hour. You just found out that Ryan rests basketball too. He does a little bit of all. He cooks, he cleans, he rests basketball, does graphic, runs sports shows. He probably works on cars.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. But Kaylee, just tell us about your season so far.
I'd say it's been an experience, but it's been. I mean, we've had a roller coaster of like a year, but I'd say that we've been doing good and something I enjoy doing. So.
And just kind of talk about your head coach, uh, Coach Mills. Just kind of just talk about what she did for y'all's team.
She always tried to support us in everything we did. You know, tell us to keep our heads up, and even though if we had a bad game, to make sure there's better ones to come. And she always treated us like we was family and never, let us down on anything or anything. So I'd say she's done a great job, keeping us in shape and keeping us, good.
Mark.
Um, going into your senior year, and of course, it's not the end of the year yet in volleyball, but it is winding down a little bit, being your senior year. Are there other sports for you at this point?
I do track and field. I throw shot put and disc.
Oh, track and field. So we're going to have to ask you some track and field questions before we let you off, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. We're trying to get educated on that, but of course, it ain't over with for you. Still got rest of the year as a senior, but volleyball's winding down a little bit. Just are you emotional type? I mean, do you just like have to sit back and like
No, not
think
really.
about?
No,
Well,
I was at their senior night, and I believe she was more like laughs and more happy than what she was being teary eyed like you, Mark.
Oh yeah.
I do enough crying for about three people, so I'll do the crying for you, Kaylee, if that's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, I'm a crier. I could just I could just watch a show or a cartoon and cry. I can watch SpongeBob and cry. But yeah, well, I've actually never mind. But just let's get on the track and field. And what exactly do you do in the track and field now?
I throw shot put and disc.
The shot put, you said.
Yeah.
So I think that
That's the ball that like goes up here.
okay.
Yeah.
So how hard and how heavy is that thing? I mean,
The girls is like 20 pounds. It's not that big. I mean, it's small. It's about 20 pounds. But it's not easy to throw.
I would sure 20. Can you imagine a 20 trying to throw it?
No, thank you.
It takes a lot.
Well, that makes sense why she hits the volleyball so hard then.
Probably.
Well, Coach says she's stronger than her daddy, Cody Ayers, for sure.
Depends on what we're doing. Oh, well, now he's on here.
He said, "Don't make me come to Pineville, Rob." Uh-oh, shots fired. Me, if I was spinning around like that, I'd get dizzy and probably kill myself. I mean, is it hard not to get dizzy? I mean, or
Well, I don't do the spinning because it's too hard. I did it one time at practice and I fell. So I just stand up and throw it.
So you just look,
you like hold it here and you just sling it. That's it.
Goodness.
And then with the disc, you like spin backwards and then like throw it.
I don't know what to say. I know. I guess we should be asking her volleyball questions, but this disc and shot put thing is. I mean, can you imagine just the sheer? I got to brag on Kaylee. Just the sheer strength that you have, just to be able to just just like keyman it out while the other girls are trying every which way in the world to try to leverage or throw, and you're just like.
I just try to keep it the easy way instead of the hard way.
But that would definitely be my way. But Edward, I got to catch my breath and get up to my notes on this. But no, honestly, we're trying to launch a new track and field. We appreciate all the help. So don't be surprised that maybe if we might be aggravating you later on in the year. Hey, can you come on one of our shows and help us out here a
That's
little
fine.
bit?
So, first question I got for you is, I do know your daddy a little bit. So how hard does he push you in your sports?
Well, honestly, he just tries to. He doesn't really like push me too hard. He just tells me to do what I have fun doing, and you know, same thing with my mom. They just try to push me to do they know that what I can do, like my best ability.
Well, see, when I was little, Mark pushed me over the edge, in sports. So,
Well, you got pushed over another edge too, but that's a story for another day. That is a story
but
for another day. We got to keep this show PG, but I
so
think
I am going to come back to the game Monday where y'all played J. Frank White Academy,
Mhm.
and it was senior night at the same time. Was there like any type of emotions at all, or was it just like, hey, it's game day, you ain't worried about that right now?
I would say there was a little, just because it's my last year. I only have one more game, but I didn't try to think too much on it because then it would mess up how I play, and so I just try to push it to the side and worry about it later.
And I heard during the talk on senior night that one of your favorite things was you finally blocked. I think it was a girl from Harlan County
Yeah.
that you had been trying to block. So how was the emotions when that actually happened?
Oh, I was excited. I mean, I felt powerful. It's not whenever. It's been 3 years since I've tried every year to block her, and I blocked her one time, and I mean, that was the end. I loved it.
So
did you do
go
a
ahead,
flex
Mark.
or something afterwards? Or I mean, if I had wanted to do something for that long, I'd probably maybe flex or did something.
No, I didn't really do nothing. I was just happy, just smiled.
But it. Sorry, all them comments about Mark throwing his hip out.
My mom, she was jumping up and down. Not me.
Well, on that note, who was more happier, you or your mom?
I guess my mom was.
And I've got to cover Middlesboro volleyball several times this season, so just let me in on the atmosphere playing at a home game.
I feel like we played better at a home game, definitely, just because we're at practice there and stuff like that. I'd say that everybody's attitudes are better at a home game, and we always play better as a team. Playing at an away game, it's different. It's there's different people, and it's a different atmosphere. So I'd say definitely playing at home, we know how to play, and practice we practice there. So we practice as we play there. So I just say we're all happy and we have good attitudes when we play at home.
So I got to ask you, is there some kind of pregame ritual like what I used to do back in the day? I'd go to Taco Bell and get me a drink and a few tacos before the game, or is that just me that does that?
I guess that's just you. We usually we pray before every game, and we do our pump before every game.
So before I hand you back over to them, I gotta ask you: are you excited for Jimmy John's coming to Millsboro?
Of course, we ain't got nothing but 7 Mexican restaurants and 2 McDonald's.
Well, see, I thought it was just me. I wanted to be sure it just wasn't me excited. So
I'm excited.
I'm excited. And I live in Williamsburg. I'll be traveling up through there. Just Jimmy John's. Just something different.
It is.
But the burgers the same way. Only thing we got here is gas stations and banks and about 14 Mexican restaurants. So
Yep.
yeah.
But before I let you get back over, can you beat your daddy 1-on-1 in basketball?
Oh no, I am bad at basketball.
Hmm.
I can't even beat him playing big.
But Mark, Ryan, before I keep asking all of them,
I do want to ask you one. I've been meaning to ask somebody as a senior that comes on here. I didn't know if you did it. I've noticed with some of the other girls that they call them the senior jeans or senior pants or whatever. Did you do anything like that this year?
Yes, I did.
But could you just educate me on the senior? What is it? Senior jeans or
hmm
senior pants? Well,
I don't honestly I don't know. It's just like a I guess it's a tradition that like all senior girls have done. They just like put class of 2025 and then you put like what you do. Like I put my volleyball number on mine and then I like something that you like. I put cow print on like my pants pockets because that's what I like. And we just wear them. We usually wear them on Friday, like game days for football, or we wear them to, like games or something like that.
so are these patches like you sew on or what
I
is it?
glued mine on.
So they don't come out on the wash or anything,
Mm-mm.
or that must be like the Gorilla Glue or something like that, like the glue from.
It's
Yeah.
E6000.
Oh, so so are they like a place you go and buy all these patches and stuff to put on the
Hobby
jeans?
Lobby.
I'm
Mark,
educated.
I don't want to see you coming to our next game having a pair of pants on that says senior on it.
No, I was gonna get like pants that said like all sports media, Mark, credentials, sponsor.
I think you should do that.
I think you should too.
Yeah, I see that a lot. I've been wanting to ask somebody. So you answered my question right there. So Hobby Lobby's a place
Yep.
to go get this stuff. Yeah, you're right. I will bling it out. There you go. Media. Ryan, would you wear a pair of media pants like that?
I don't think I would. I'm not that kind of person.
Edward would for sure because he wears a Pokemon coat to most of these events or something like that.
Thank you
It's
very
something
much.
like that.
It's a Dragon Ball Z hoodie.
It's the same thing. Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. It's the same thing.
Nowhere
Close.
near the same thing.
No, it ain't.
Kelly, see what I have to put up with.
I
And
feel
they
bad for
think,
you sometimes.
yeah, they think I'm the crazy one here. I don't wear Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z to these events.
No, but you do drink hot coffee.
So make that lead me to the next question.
But go ahead and take the next question.
Go ahead.
Hot or
We know you
cold?
want to ask it.
Hot or cold
Cold.
coffee?
Code.
See?
No one drinks hot like coffee unless you're like that's gonna sound mean. I was gonna say old person, but
Well, he
no,
is an old
I'm not meaning
person,
it
so.
like that.
Maybe somebody on these comments would say I drank normal coffee, like hot coffee. Please, somebody help me. I need the help.
You
Nobody.
do need to help.
Ryan, go ahead.
Oh my goodness. I think I thought only two questions that I had. They kind of like to take my questions.
But I heard you know, what you do on track, how does that help you for volleyball?
Well, it's usually volleyball usually helps me with track because it's like right after volleyball. So like volleyball gets me in shape for that. But like I'd say, track it keeps me in shape until like volleyball like comes like to the next season.
You know how strong that Kaylee is that she's able to throw that ball like the way she does. Just imagine if they ever did make dodgeball a sport. Could you imagine how hard she could throw on them balls? Nobody's catching that. She would be like the United States champion or something like that. She'd be able to sling that. No, we've actually talked about that. They should make dodgeball like a high school sport or something.
I think they have like a in a pro like them little leagues they have in college. I think they have that in college, like some schools do.
Would that be something you'd be interested in?
I mean, I'd probably play, but I'd probably be too scared of like people throwing the ball at me instead of me throwing it at them.
I think they'd be a little scared about you throwing the ball at them too. You know.
I'd hope so.
We got.
He's lying. He's too old to do anything.
I'm saying
well,
out.
I did ask him about coming out of retirement and playing ball another time or two because
Hey, my kids gave me a birthday cake a couple years ago. Said old but not obsolete. You know, we might be old, but we're not done with you.
He couldn't come out and play basketball. He'd hurt himself.
it sounds like me.
See, my brother just said he'll break his back. He would.
But yeah, I got to ask you about y'all's team energy because it looked like during the games I've seen, no matter even when the opposing team was making a run, you all would always have that same level of energy throughout the entire game.
I'd say sometimes we like to have good energy because, you know, some people, they like to, like when they mess up, they like to take it out on everybody. But here recently, I'd say we've all had good attitudes and we all like look, guys, and like if we make a mistake, you know, you can't fix that or change it. You have to like learn from your mistake. You know, if you play with a bad attitude, then you're going to have a bad outcome. So we all just try to play with good attitudes and good sportsmanship and, you know, just go with the flow.
Good answer.
So, out of the 14 Mexican restaurants and 2 McDonald's we have in Middlesboro, what would you consider your favorite place to go eat at here in the borough?
Probably Japanese.
Yeah, you
But
talk
that's
about
like
the
once
one
in
in
a blue moon.
talking about the one in the mall or the other one?
The one by Subway. But it's like, it's too expensive, so we only go there here and there.
I understand. I only go here. I only go here and there too.
Special occasions.
So, before I get you over to my final couple questions, I did hear what you have plans to do after high school. So, what is your intentions on the next level?
I want to go to the University of Kentucky and go into business and administration.
Listen, when you're talking about going to the college level, it doesn't hurts my head.
Well,
Having to put a lot of thinking hurts.
when you make the big time and own your own stuff and stuff like that, you need guys out there cutting your grass and just remember us poor guys. Just feed us well and pay us good, and you'll have the best looking grass out there. I guarantee it.
I'll
But
make sure to remember that.
Mark can run a mean weed eater, so
No, I could do that zero turn. You could run that mean weed eater. I put the lines.
I always do the landscaping because that's what I did when I was younger.
See, Ryan's landscaping, Edward's weed eating. I'm on the zero turn. That fan hit me. We're good to go.
But Mark, Ryan, y'all got anything else for I ask my final couple questions?
I just want to say congratulations on your season so far and best of luck in postseason play.
Thank you.
But you also have to buy that zero turn. They're pretty high, so we couldn't afford to buy one.
I got to buy it plus pay you plus give you food.
He's expensive, ain't he?
Yeah.
It's all negotiable, you know. But thank you for coming on. I know you got a thing called life school. You were saying you got a lot of things going on, but just thank you for giving us your time. Edward and Ryan is sure say the same stuff. And again, just you've been great. It's good to have laughs, and laughter's the best medicine. And you've been a great sport, and you played right along with us too. So we love that because you've also helped us laugh too, and people need to laugh every now and then. But definitely, we're gonna probably aggravate you here seriously if you'd be all right with when we start getting into this track and field stuff more, because we need people that really knows these events like you to just teach me and Ryan and Edward, what we need to be doing. So the more we know, the more we could be able to help promote. But all sports needs promoting, and we're hopefully we could do a good job at it.
That sounds good.
So, got one more question for you. And I think this is my favorite question to ask. Before the season started, was there a certain team that you or your team had highlighted you couldn't wait to play against?
I'd say probably Harlan, because we've always tried to beat Harlan. This year we actually beat Harlan City for the first time, but I'd say probably Harlan or Pineville.
All right. So we do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that does come on our show. And Mark's trying to bribe you to pick number 2 already.
I'm just saying peace, One
Yeah.
world peace.
That's
One
exactly
world
what
peace.
you wasn't saying. You were saying pick number 2.
No, I wouldn't try to bribe or like vote. Kaylee, do you have one of them phones where you can do that and it shows like the little thumb or the?
Yes, my phone does that. Yes, I even could do like this. How like shows balloons in the back.
Can you show us the balloons? Or are you doing yours on the phone
Well,
now?
I'm
Or
on
you
my
doing?
iPad right now, so it probably would
Okay,
work. But on my phone, when I like put peace sign up behind me, it like shows balloons.
I'd like to have seen the balloons. So we've seen the fireworks and the. We haven't seen the balloons yet. Ryan,
You have to put your hand back here when you're on your phone, and it just like pops up.
Ryan's
I
probably
Wait,
on his phone.
didn't know
after
to
the
do that.
show's over with, he's going to spend the next 30 minutes trying to get balloons and stuff to pop up now.
Definitely.
But after the show, I will send you I will send the graphics to you. They are free and everything will be shareable because I'll post them to all of our pages, all of our social media sites, and everything. But we kind of do just want to get your opinion on which one you like the most, and that way we can see if Mark goes one up yet.
I like that. That's nice. So, am I picking between those?
Yeah.
I'd have to pick number 1, the first one.
So I have to ask you: is there any that the first one is the original one that I came up with to thank the student athletes for coming on, and he always wants me to change it. Is there anything wrong with the original?
I don't think so. I think it looks good.
See, Mark,
I think he's sad now.
he is. He's like 1 for like 50 now.
But don't we need change every now and then? Oh,
Sometimes, not all the time.
my batting average is like 1 for 53 or something like that. Ryan would already sent me back to Double A something or back to the minor leagues or something by now.
Probably the rookie league.
Yeah, Ryan would be like, "There's no crying in baseball," kick me and tell me to get out of there.
Oh, so before I let you go, him talking about kicking, that just led me to one more question. But see, even Cody agreed. Number 1, Mark. But but before I let you go, I gotta ask you one more question. During the game, are you a trash talker or do you let your game do the talking? Because see, if it's me playing Mark, I'm making sure I hit him at least probably about 4 times during the game.
He would. He's a cheater.
And then I'm gonna point at him and laugh.
I'd have to say I try not to trash talk. I try to like keep my mouth shut because my mom yells at me if I say anything. So I'd have to say I'm usually the one that like uplifts everybody. So I try to keep a good attitude and not trash talk because they're like everybody's the same. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. So, and if you trash talk somebody, it just makes them mad, and then it'll turn into a fight like our football team did. So.
Well, I mean, you can always, hit Mark with the ball. I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, next time you see him at a Millsboro game, feel free to hit him with a volleyball. I mean, it's no big deal.
I just I could probably take a volleyball more than I would that dodgeball deal because I'm starting to think about the movie. If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. I could see her throwing a wrench at me or something like that. That would hurt.
I'd never do something like that.
Edward would. Edward would definitely throw a wrench at me.
At you, yes, but nobody else.
That's his story.
But Keely, I do want to thank you for taking the time to come on and listen to Mark ramble on. Hit him with the drag ball. That might hurt just a little bit more than the wrench.
Just hit me with the wrench, please.
He's not nice.
But again, thank you for taking the time to come on, and everything I've seen, you're killing it. Your team's killing it, and definitely be expecting one of us to reach out to you when we get this track and field going, because
Absolutely.
And have your dad reach out and let me know when some of your games are for the track and field, and I'll be more than gladly come out there, because I'm not going to throw the track ball because I don't even know if I can get it up on my shoulder, but I'll at least come out there and cheer you on while you're throwing it. But
That's it. That depends on how much it weighs too.
Yeah.
yeah. But again, thank you for taking your time, Mark, Ryan. Y'all got anything for Keely before we let her go?
I just want to say thanks for having me. It's been a great experience.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time and having to deal with Mark. I mean, he's always a headache.
If I'm throwing that ball, if I throw it like really far, and something would have to come out of me, I'm like, "Rah!" It would make me feel so. I'd growl or yell or something like that.
Most
You
boys
do.
actually make a noise when they throw theirs, so.
So do you? Do you?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I just got like a really mean face.
Yeah. I would have to let out a growl or a holler or something. I don't know. That would just seem more natural or something.
I feel like it helps you if you yell when you throw it.
Well, I mean, he even yells when he takes a sip of his coffee. So
Especially when you pour it on you. Then you don't like hot coffee. Then you wish you did have cold coffee. No, you're not going to get third-degree burns of iced coffee. Am I right, Ryan?
I don't know. I don't drink coffee.
Kayla, you're not going to get third-degree burns if you spill iced coffee in your lap, right?
No, but you are if
Okay.
you keep drinking hot coffee.
See. So I didn't listen, Kaylee.
but Mark, Ryan, y'all got anything for her?
Just thank you for coming on. You've been a good sport. Thank you for helping us laugh too, and keep on keeping on. And whatever the future holds for you, keep in touch. And anything you do, not only on the volleyball, but on the track and field side or whatever, if there's something that you've achieved, a personal achievement or so, contact us. We'll make you up something. Help us better promote you. And again, whatever the next stage of your chapter of your life holds, even if you're a multi-billion-dollar business owner, remember the poor guys here, cut your grass, trim your trees, stuff like that.
I'll keep that in mind.
Ryan, you got anything?
This is the best of luck to you, and like Mark said, in your baseball season now and in the track and field.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and look forward to getting to talk to you again real soon.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you.
That's a great interview. That's a fun interview.
That was. We've been
But
blessed with two great interviews.
I'm not an expert at that, but we've all watched the Olympics. Now, let's be honest. We've all, track and field something I've watched in the Olympics. And they always spin with that thing, or the disc. They're always in a spin motion. And she said, I'm not spinning. I'm just like, "Roar." You know, that, that just, there's no body position. There's no finesse to that. That's just raw, you know, raw power. That's just all that is. That's just to be able to, yeah. Ever could you
So,
do that with a 20-pound ball without any kind of leverage?
well, I
Nope.
mean, if I could get it up here on my shoulder, it might fall back down in front of me.
Yeah, but can you imagine how strong she has to be in her upper body to be able, that would, that could hurt her shoulder or anything like that. Just, yeah. Don't arm wrestle her. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
don't arm wrestle her.
Mm.
So we're
No,
moving on to
but
some of our final. Go ahead.
she'd be fun to cover though. Well, we need to try to get down to one of them events and try to get some of them covered.
Absolutely. So Ryan, I'm gonna ask you to use your good eyes here and see if you can read these off. This is our top 5 must see list.
This is the must top 5 must see for volleyball. Sophie Defoe, and I hope I'm saying their names right, from Franklin County with 613 kills. Kylie Lamb from Bell County with 580. Carolina Cone from Corbin with 272 kills and 314 digs. Reagan Childers from Somerset Christian with 577 digs. And then Savannah Hill from Holland County with 583 assists.
So Mark, you got any thoughts?
3 of these I've covered. I think I'm getting to know them pretty good, and the 2 I haven't covered. Girl from Franklin County, girl from Somerset Christian, but all them stats speak for themselves, and it's every I know when you put these together, you put a lot of research in them. I'll just go ahead and say it for you. This is not our top 5 players. This is not our top 5 players in the state, region, whatever. This is just kids that you should just go out and just go and watch it and just enjoy. They're just can I use that term, freaks of nature?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
And again, I would have to agree with you because I've seen some of these firsthand, and you know stats speak for themselves. And I just let you know that again, this is a top 5 must see. This is a list of kind of what Mark said. Like it's not just the top 5 that I want to get out and see. It's my top 5 of me telling everybody these are players that you need to go see. These are players that you need to cover. These are players that are helping their team. But Ryan, you got any thoughts before we move over to the girls soccer side of town?
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is if they played each other, and I mean, everybody that I know that's played each other besides the Somerset Christian, but you look at it, Franklin County has already played Corbin. I mean, and then Bell's already played Holland County. So I mean, they've kind of played each other. But this list is a dandy list.
Absolutely.
And this one is a top 5 must see for girls soccer. Number 1 is Emily Bushett from Prestonsburg with 36 assists. Adriana Rowe from Holland County with 35 goals. Autumn Sawyers from Whitley County with 37 goals. Abigail Ray, if I pronounce her last name right, from Johnson City with 15-game shutout. And Tori Robinson from Somerset with an impressive 69 goals.
So I'm going to on the number 5 there, Tori Robertson from Somerset with 69 goals. If I'm not mistaken, she also broke, the school record for all time goals because she has achieved over 100 goals now. And Autumn Sawyers is, I'm sure she is over 37 goals now because they did have a game yesterday that the stats hadn't been posted when I had actually went in and created this.
I believe she got
And
6 goals last night.
so that would put her roughly around 43 goals,
Hmm.
which is an astounding amount of goals in just a single season. And Adriana Rowe from Harlan County with 35 goals. She also broke Harlan County's, single game record for the most goals scored in a single game. And if I'm not mistaken, she is just a freshman. So she's still got a few years. But one of the ones that stands out to me the most is the 15 game shutout. So that means that's 15 games that Abigail has just completely told everybody no.
I'm gonna harp on number 3. I have to because I covered it personally last night. Um, I believe she finished with 6 goals last night. They play tomorrow for in the region championship against a really good North Laurel team, and it's at Whitley County. It's all for their take, and I and but I've watched all of them several times this year, and it's hard. Once you watch this student athlete, I think she's committed to Cumberland's. She just Edward, I know you know what I'm talking about, Ryan. You too. When you're watching these games, it's just hard to not notice certain ones that stand out. And she's the perfect team player too. She's not just sitting there taking 20, kicks a game for goal. No, she spreads it around. She works it for her teammates. She just takes the shots when she gets it. She positions her body good. She runs up and down as good as anybody I've seen, and she just has a mentality, that certain kids have, and she just has that warrior's mentality.
Absolutely, Ryan. You got anything before we move over to the boys' side?
Yeah, I think I love this list.
Absolutely. So now we're going to move over to the football side of town.
And this is the top 5 must see for football. It's number 1 is Noah Smith from South Law with 83 tackles. Vincent Smith from Middlesboro with 84 tackles. Landry Collett from Leslie County with 27 tackles. And I don't know if there's something beside that or not. I can't really tell.
Yeah, that's 4 tackles for a loss.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell what it said. And number 4 is Matson Meadows from Henderson County with 10 interceptions. And then James Jack from Paducah Tillman with 2,125 passing yards.
And on Landry, I also didn't have enough space to put it on there, but he also does have a sack and a interception on the season also, and that is without the most recent game that they played stats being posted. So I'm sure everything is more now, but just putting down the touchdowns, the passing yards, that's not giving him the justice he deserves because he's also doing it on the defensive side of town also. So I mean he's I don't think you could call him a dual threat. I think you'd have to call him more like a triple threat because he can run the ball, he can throw the ball, and then he can also tackle the guy with the ball. So I mean he does a little bit of every bit of it.
The
Go
game
ahead,
has
Ryan.
been his stats has been updated. They've got the game up.
when I look at this, of course, I'm harping on Edward. You look at the defensive stats, and Landry can play that quarterback position pretty good, also. That just shows you how
Yes.
multiple talented he is. I wonder if he can kick the field goals and punt the ball and do all the other stuff. We need to see some video of Landry kicking some field goals or something like that because he's probably popping 40 yarders too if he needed to. But just all around great guy, great family. Love all them over there. And but the one I'm gonna harp on, and I've got to go to South Laurel. Um, wow, South Laurel is just they had a big win against North. They kept it going against Harlan County. It just South is on the road, folks, and the times are changing in Laura County. I'm telling you, South Laurel is they're coming. They are absolutely coming, and Noah Smith's a big reason why. And he's a man beast all over the place, and cannot say enough about the South Laurel Cardinal football program right now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback off of something you said, Mark. I mean, Coach Hines is the big reason
Yes,
why. I mean,
yes,
he's a great coach.
yep, yeah, and yeah, I don't want to start but it's going to be in the position as well as he did for South. You're going to hear them whispers in the ear, "Pay the man, pay the man, pay." I mean, he has did just something remarkable, and the athletes, has always been at South Laurel, but he said, a heck of a job putting all the talent together and pushing all the right buttons. And I watched that South Laurel Harlan County game. That offense is, man, that would be a hard offense to try to slow down.
I mean, absolutely. And, I'm going to have to harp a little bit with you. You know, for starters, Noah Smith with 83 tackles. So I've just wondering, it does, why are they still running it? Why is anybody still going his direction with 83 tackles? I mean, nobody, you ain't getting by him because he's tackling everything, everything and anything that's got the football. And then you got Vincent Smith from Middlesboro also with 84 tackles. So I mean, he's just absolutely tearing it up too. I mean, both of them, Noah and Vincent, both have a nose for the ball, and they're just all over the field. And Landry, Ryan did just allow me to know that his stats is updated, and he's averaging 213 yards passing a game. He has 18 total passing touchdowns, 9 total rushing touchdowns. So that's 27 touchdowns on the season. He's got 1,491 passing yards, plus everything we said defensively. So I mean, he's like a triple threat. I mean, he does it all over the field. But the 10 interceptions. Mark, I think you might have said it last week too. That just says that every pass coming his way, he's basically just picking it off and saying no.
Yeah, years ago, I think for the Jets, Daryl Revis, they call it Revis Island over there. You just sit and throw it that direction. He like literally shut a whole side of the field down to where the defense coordinator can just concentrate on trying to stop the other side of the field. I mean, and when you have a Meadows there for Henderson County, he's literally like, you're not even going to come this direction.
Exactly. So now we're going to move over to the Brian. You got anything else?
I'm just going to say that I'd like to see a defense just try to propel for James Jack from Paducah Tillman. I mean, how do you stop a 2,000-yard passer?
I know, right? I mean, I don't know how you prepare for something like that because, if you look at his stats, he can do it with his legs too. So if you think you're going to slow down one side, you got to worry about the other side. But now we're going to go over to the boys' soccer side of town.
And I'll apologize if I do pronounce anything wrong. But this is the top 5 must-see for the boys' soccer. It's Liam Zick from Southwall with 15 goals and 13 assists. Andrew Tomlinson from Somerset with 25 assists. Joshua Rowe, if I said that right, from Calvary Christian with 38 goals. Caleb Self from Barron County with 607 saves. And Bradley Brock from Holland County with 16 goals.
Mark, you got anything?
Before I talk about this list, I had to give a big shout out to OBI. First, I believe, region championship for them ever in school history. And big shout out to them, Hero and company over there. I guess they've only got one other job to do. Am I right, Ryan? Just go win state now. All you got left. Just go win state.
They do host the first round of the state tournament at Oneida. So the opponent will be, and I don't know if they've even when they will find out their opponent.
But that's
tomorrow. They will either host Prestonsburg or Lawrence County at home.
Yeah, that would right now big shout out to them, and like I said, Hero and Company, and first region championship ever in school history for them. And I can just imagine what the coaches and the players, what they're feeling. Big win at North Laurel, and just keep on keeping on. You got one job to do. Let's go win state now, and bring that hardware home. And Edward will drive us down there, and we'll catch the candy as they're throwing them off the fire truck. See, Edward ain't saying nothing, but just a solid list. He's already erased the list from me. But that's a solid list that I cannot say enough. Edward does his research on these, and again, just a very, very solid list.
Well, and here, before we close out, we do have some big things happening. And Ryan, I'm going to let you take over from here. That way you can talk about them a little bit.
And I'm not letting the cat out of the bag yet until later on about what's coming up, minus these 4 pages that I have just made for us, or groups, I should say. But the first one is it's the All Sports Media, and I put ETC. And up at the top, you'll see all the sports that's going to be involved in this. It's going to be like golf, swimming, tennis, bass fishing, the JROTC, lacrosse. You got the cheer and dance, and then you got what is something new to me is e-gaming. Let's see, try to get to the second one here. The next one is, as Mark and Edward was alluding to, this is the new cross country and track page. So this is where we'll try to get to these track meets and stuff, and where everything will go to. Let's see, yeah, if I can get the. This is the All Sports Media. This is the wrestling one. And then the last one here is this is the one I will be mainly doing. It's the All Sports Media. It will be the University of Kentucky. It'll be all covering University of Kentucky sports, graphics, and stories and stuff will all be all off this.
Absolutely. So,
we'll make 2 of them today.
Absolutely. So, it's four more, pages we have, but that is letting everybody know some big things with the Bryant Family Medicine, All Sports Media. We are expanding our coverage to a what can I say, broader spectrum. I mean, we're going out to sports that that we don't know the first thing about, but we'll learn them. And it's just all about promoting the kids, the student athletes. It's all about getting them promoted in any way and every way that we can try to help
them. And without letting the cat out of the bag, Hill, the big thing it will be involved with football, but I will make a post when that thing goes live, and to let everybody know about it.
Absolutely. Before we close off, do y'all have any final thoughts?
So I guess I'm going first. It's kind of good to be back on the show. Next week I do work on Wednesday and Sunday both, so I'm hoping to maybe get back onto a routine and everything. But it's just good to be back.
Good to have you back, Ryan, and we missed you, and don't ever think for a minute that, and I just want all the viewers to know this too, that you're as big as part of this as any of us. You still do the work behind the scenes, and yeah, just because you're not in front of the scenes don't mean you're not working as hard as the next person, and hopefully, I think you might eventually get to the Saturday, Sunday stuff. And I know you're going to do really, really good with the Kentucky pages. And Allie Messer is going to do really, really good with the track and field stuff. She knows a lot about it. I think she's going to go hardcore. The wrestling, too. Valerie's going to do what Valerie does. She's going to go to all these events, take some of the greatest pictures you'll ever see. And you're talking about ever can I harp on Valerie for a second or two before we sign this off? Valerie is always good at photography, but that she has got. Go look at her pictures now compared to her pictures, say a year ago, 2 years ago. You're talking about her pictures are second to none right now. They're just as good as they can be. Hot video. Uses a lot of her stuff. There's not only us recognizes the talent, other people's reached out to her because they're recognizing that talent, and she's one of the best in the business. And I'm telling you, and Edward could say this too, right? You know this too. She was one of the first ones to come up to us, and when we talk about um, unselfish, whatever, she was like, "How can I help you?" She's never asked for no money. She's never asked for anything. She just wants to do her part. That's all it is. And she's never, and she travels all over the place. She travels as much as anybody. And trust me, nobody's put money in her pockets. So whenever you see Valerie, go over there and give her a high five. Maybe say thank you. And just, Valerie's been a big part of this too. And Larry, can't leave Larry out. You can't leave the John Norris out. You can't leave the Shane Shackford's out. You can't leave the Steve Blacks out. Larry Spicer. We can keep naming on and on and on. Larry doing his work about Navigate. It's all of us. It's not one or two. It's all. But that being said, good show. And again, Edward, thank you for letting me on tonight.
Before you sign us off, Edwin, I do want to congratulate Board County's Quentin, how do you say his last name? For
Montavian Quisenberry.
Yes, I'm bad at pronouncing names. For his commitment today to the University of Kentucky.
Maybe one of the biggest commitments Kentucky has ever landed in the Stoops era.
Absolutely. And, I'm all leave you with the same thing I always do. And that, we had two prime examples on today. Get out and support your student athletes. Get out and go support your school and, see the work that these student athletes put in and, see the desire that they have. But From everybody here at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, I want to tell y'all God bless and good night.